Hello, Seiiti Arata. Clutter is a complicated problem to solve. A t-shirt is not only a t-shirt, it has a story. The same thing goes for all those gifts, items, and books that we are storing. Each of them has a lot of meaning to us. On the one side, we dislike the clutter, but on the other side, we like the emotions that these items provide us, whether it's nostalgia, love, security, or the memory of a dear person in our lives. Because of this conflict, decluttering our home is a decision-making process. We have to evaluate what feeling is more important to us and then decide whether to keep each item or let it go. This is very tiring, and that's why we procrastinate. The first step to declutter our home is clarity. We know that, as with any other form of procrastination, we can get it done, and we also know that we will feel so much better when we finish. But still, we resist starting, and this leads to accumulated tension and irritation. This is why we will take the first step of remembering why are we doing this. Decluttering will lead us to a more peaceful life. It will change our mindset, so we spend less money buying things we hardly use, and we also waste less time cleaning and maintaining all that stuff. We have less emotional attachment to things. So here are 4 tips to identify what is clutter so we can overcome the procrastination and then do something about them. Number 1, items that we like, but we don't use. We all have an idealized self. Maybe it's the artist or the athlete or the master chef or the intellectual bookworm. Each of these roles needs some gear, some equipment that can quickly become clutter when we no longer use it. We save these items to preserve that ideal self in our imagination. In many cases, the best thing to do is to keep the item and then start using it instead of getting rid of it. As we put the item to use, we start living the life we want and we get closer to the lifestyle of that idealized self. 2. Maybe I will need it someday type of items. These are also items with some mismatch between our current lifestyle and the imaginary lifestyle. If I haven't used those rubber boots to go walk in the swamp over the last 7 years, it is very unlikely I will go anytime soon. If that popcorn machine is so annoying to clean that I have been making popcorn in a regular pan, it's a clear signal that the machine should go. This is all clutter. Things that are unnecessarily occupying space. 3. Homeless items. Ideally, each and every item should have a home, a specific place where we always keep it and then we know where to find it. Now you know what are the homeless items. Sometimes they are in a drawer, sometimes they are on the shelf, sometimes somebody left them on the kitchen table. We just never know where they are because they don't have a home. So ask yourself, is this object important? If so, where should it be kept? Is there a space available? What should we discard to find room to keep this item in the new home? These are all questions to help us with the decluttering. If you have no place to store it, maybe it's an indicator that you don't need to keep this item. Sometimes the item is not clutter, and it should not be discarded, but it just does not yet have a home. So we need to create a specific place for it. This happens to small items and tools, pens, cables, documents, which are all best kept together in a box. 4. Items being used, but not really. Another problem is when we take an object from its home and keep it somewhere else because we are using it. It's dictionary we removed from the shelf and left on the table because maybe we'll need it again very soon, and has been there for more than 1 month. I haven't touched it. Or those tools we have used a couple of weeks ago and they still lie on the floor because we might need to do some extra tweaks, so just leave it over there. In this case, the items are not cluttered, they are just misplaced because we believe the activity is still happening when in fact it's already finished. Today we saw 4 practical tips to apply as we take the first steps to declutter our home. We start by gaining clarity and then we ask the right questions in the decision-making process. This is how we can identify what is important and then eliminate clutter. A simple life will bring much happiness as we clean up the mental mess from the physical space where we live.